Welcome to our YouTube channel, iForbes Sports. Here are latest NBA games results, schedule of 5 NBA games today, and the updated NBA regular season team standings as of today, January 17.
In the first of 11 latest NBA games results, the New York Knicks needed an extra 5 minutes to finally hold off a gallant homestand by the Philadelphia 76ers, with the final score of 125-119. Jalen Brunson led the New York Knicks with 38 points, followed by Mikal Bridges, 23 points, and OG Anunoby, 17 points. For Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey led the Sixers in scoring with 33 points, while Paul George added 26 points. In the second game, the Toronto Raptors gets a huge upset at home by defeating the NBA defending champions Boston Celtics with the final score of 110-97. RJ Barrett led the Toronto Raptors with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, followed by Scotty Barnes, 18 points, and Jakob Poeltl, 16 points, along with 11 rebounds. For Boston, Peyton Pritchard led the Celtics in scoring with 20 points, and Kristaps Porzingis added 18 points. In the third game, the Memphis Grizzlies gets a road victory against the San Antonio Spurs, with the final score of 129-115. Ja Morant led Memphis with a double-double performance, finishing with 21 points along with 12 assists, followed by Desmond Bane, who also scored 21 points, and Santi Aldama 20 points on top of 10 rebounds. For San Antonio, Stepan Castle led the Spurs in scoring with 26 points, while Devin Vassell added 21 points. In the fourth game, the Milwaukee Bucks puts up a strong first-half performance and never looked back, as they defeated the Orlando Magic at home with the final score of 122-93. Damian Lillard led the Milwaukee Bucks in scoring with 30 points, followed by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who finished with 26 points and 11 rebounds, while Chris Middleton added 14 points. For Orlando, Paolo Banchero led the Magic with 22 points, and Trevelyan Queen added 13 points. For game number 5, the New Orleans Pelicans gets a rare back-to-back wins as they defeated the depleted Dallas Mavericks at home with the final score of 119-116. DeJounte Murray led New Orleans in scoring with 30 points, followed by Trey Murphy III with 24 points and Javonte Green 13 points. For Dallas, Daniel Gafford led the Mavs with a double-double performance, finishing with 27 points along with 12 rebounds, while Jayton Hardy chipped in with 21 points. For game number 6, the Atlanta Hawks gets a road victory over the Chicago Bulls with the final score of 110-94. Keaton Wallace led the Atlanta Hawks in scoring with 27 points, followed by Daquan Plowden, 19 points, and Dyson Daniels, 18 points. For Chicago, Kobe White led the Bulls with 16 points, and Zach LaVine, 15 points. For game number 7, the Houston Rockets puts up a strong first-half performance to cruise to an easy victory on the road against the Denver Nuggets, with the final score of 128-108. Jalen Green led the Houston Rockets in scoring once again with 34 points, followed by top center Alperen Şengün, who filled the stat sheet with 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists, and Fred VanVleet 16 points. For Denver, Jamal Murray and Christian Braun top scored for the Nuggets with 22 points each. For game number 8, the Charlotte Hornets dominated the fourth quarter on the road to come back and steal a victory over the Utah Jazz with the final score of 117-112. Mark Williams led the Charlotte Hornets with 31 points and 13 rebounds, followed by LaMelo Ball, 27 points and 9 assists, and Miles Bridges, 25 points on top of 10 rebounds. For Utah, Keontae George led the Jazz in scoring with 26 points and Bryce Sensabaugh 19 points. In the 9th game, the Golden State Warriors survived a comeback to hold off the Minnesota Timberwolves with the final score of 116-115. The greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry, led the Golden State Warriors with 31 points along with 8 assists, followed by Andrew Wiggins, 24 points, and Buddy Hield, 18 points. For Minnesota, Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo top scored for the Timberwolves with 28 points each. For game number 10, the Los Angeles Lakers turned the game around in the second half, as the Lakers took care of business at home to defeat the visiting Miami Heat, with the final score of 117-108. Rui Hachimura led the Los Angeles Lakers in scoring with 23 points, followed by Anthony Davis, 22 points along with 11 rebounds, while the King, LeBron James, finished the game with 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. For Miami, Tyler Hero led the Heat in scoring with 34 points, and Nikola Jovic finished the game with 12 points and 8 assists. And in the 11th and final game result, the Los Angeles Clippers just inflicted a 59-point beatdown as the Clippers completely demolished the Brooklyn Nets at home with the final score of 126-67. Fit again, Kawhi Leonard led the Los Angeles Clippers in scoring with 23 points in just 24 minutes of playing time, followed by James Harden, 21 points along with 11 assists, and Norman Powell, 18 points. For Brooklyn, Jalen Wilson led the Nets in scoring with 16 points and Day'Ron Sharpe, 12 points. Here is the updated NBA 2024-2025 team standings as of today, January 17th. Here are the 5 NBA Live games scheduled for today, January 17th. For the first of 5 NBA Live Today games, the Detroit Pistons will try to defend home court at the Little Caesars Arena as they host the Indiana Pacers at 8 in the morning. For the second game, the Phoenix Suns will travel to the nation's capital as they play versus the Washington Wizards at the Capital One Arena at 8 a.m. For game number 3, the East and West number 1 teams collides once again as the West top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder will try to do a revenge at home at the Paycom Center as they host the East top-seed Cleveland Cavaliers at 8:30 in the morning. For game number 4, James Harden and the rest of the Los Angeles Clippers travels to Oregon as they go up against the Portland Trail Blazers at the Moda Center at 11 a.m. And for the 5th and final game scheduled for today, the Sacramento Kings will be looking to light the beam at home as they go up against the West number 2 Houston Rockets at the Golden One Center. Tip-off will be at 11 in the morning.